Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us. Keeping flames from spreading to nearby cottages and the surrounding area was the priority of firefighters on Friday night in Emma Lake when they battled a major two-structure fire. Flames could be seen from across the lake as Lakeland and Buckland fire crews tried to contain the blaze. One structure was already heavily involved when crews arrived at the west side of the lake. With moisture levels higher this year, crews didn't have to focus too much on a grass fire spreading the flames. A high-volume portable pump pulled water directly from the lake. The Lakeland fire chief says reports came in of an explosion initially with the fire starting on the exterior of the cabin. Volunteer crews worked aggressively to protect neighboring homes threatened by the fire.
They were even expressing themselves, how hot the temperature and stuff was, and like even where the engine was parked, and I could feel the heat over that way as well. But, they always know that when you get there, the main priority is structure protection to try and contain it and keep it from spreading.
No one was injured as the seasonal cabins were not occupied at the time. The fire cause is under investigation. Following two suspicious deaths in the Pelican Narrows area, leaders are asking government support to address the violence. Peter Ballantyne Cree Nation and Prince Albert Grand Council are calling on the province and federal government for support in policing addictions treatment, mental health supports, youth programming, surveillance system, reliable cellular service, and long-term First Nations-led policing. The Saskatchewan RCMP said in a statement it is engaging with Peter Ballantyne Cree Nation and Prince Albert Grand Council to discuss new policing models in the area.
I am confident and optimistic that we can do this as leaders. But absolutely we need that support from government.
The RCMP says it's ensuring thorough consultation is completed before any changes are announced. The family of a 24-year-old Saskatchewan woman who died after experiencing pregnancy complications is calling for answers. Jaylee Weenie Sutherland's family says she went to Rosthern Hospital last month with severe back pain, trouble breathing, and coughing up blood. They say she was transferred to RUH, then to Jim Pattison Children's Hospital. The family says she was diagnosed with preeclampsia, serious pregnancy complication that causes high blood pressure and organ damage. They say she spent about 14 hours in an observation room. The family says she was later moved to labor and delivery, where she died less than 2 hours later. Her family and the FSIN say warning signs were missed, her concerns were not taken seriously, and critical care was delayed. They're now calling for a fully transparent investigation into the circumstances surrounding her death.
Today is about honoring Jaylee, protecting her memory, and making sure she's remembered for who she was in life, while continue to seek understanding, accountability, and meaningful change so that no other family has to go through what I'm going through, and all of us.
Weenie Sutherland's family is remembering her as someone who was loving with a listening ear and a beautiful smile. CTV has reached out to the SHA for comment. Saskatchewan's Internet Child Exploitation Unit has charged a man from Nipawin following an investigation. On March 25th, the ICE unit searched a home and took electronic devices. As a result, 34-year-old Douglas Elmer Ray Barks of Nipawin was charged May 21st with 2 counts of possessing child sexual abuse and exploitation material and 1 count of making available child sexual abuse and exploitation material. He appeared in court and was released on conditions. He's scheduled to be back in court on July 22nd. Saskatchewan's first tornado of the year has been confirmed. Researchers from the Northern Tornadoes Project at Western University have rated the Landspout tornado as an EF0. It was spotted in the Bethune area on Friday afternoon. No damage was reported, giving the storm a default rating of EF0. Researchers will verify the rating and lack of damage with satellite imagery. Good thing we weren't nowhere near Bethune there over the weekend, Jeff, and things are kind of getting pretty nice here over the weekend and into this new week.
They certainly are. If by nice you mean warm temperatures, dare I say hot temperatures, because that's exactly what's going on. There's a big sort of a blocking omega, but basically the big high-pressure ridge that extends over much of the Prairie provinces. So the west coast is going to be a bit on the cool and wet side. The east coast is going to be a bit on the wet and cool side. But certainly the Prairie provinces are going to be very warm. Temperatures in the 30s for many locations, feeling a little warmer because of the humidex, even though there's not particularly humid conditions, but it will bump things up just a little bit. We'll talk about all of those numbers later on.
An advocate says a litter of kittens is lucky to be alive tonight after surviving an apartment fire. These are among the 12 cats rescued from a single suite during Thursday's apartment fire in Saskatoon. 2 of the cats are still unaccounted for, while the other 10 are in the care of SOS Prairie Rescue and the SPCA. The animals received emergency treatment at the Western College of Veterinary Medicine, including oxygen and antibiotics. The president of SOS Prairie Rescue says she only learned of the situation from a social media post. She's pushing for a clear protocol to connect animals with emergency care and support services after fires.
If we're capable of calling other supportive services, we're perfectly capable of calling for the animals, especially when they're in distress. Animals are not factored in emergency responses.
While emergency crews do carry oxygen masks for animals, the fire department says its priority hierarchy is people, property, then pets. Dozens of drivers were ticketed following a traffic enforcement blitz by Saskatoon police last week. On Wednesday and Thursday, members of the SPS and other police agencies carried out the Saskatchewan Selective Traffic Enforcement Program, known as STEP. Over the 2 days, 4 impaired drivers had their vehicles impounded, 12 commercial vehicles inspected required further assessment, while 17 were taken off the road and deemed out of service. 83 motorists were issued tickets for distracted driving. 169 tickets were given out for speeding. Last week's blitz followed one earlier in May between Saskatoon and Langham that resulted in dozens of tickets also being issued. And with the slow arrival of spring this year, the city of Saskatoon is finally filling potholes around town. The annual Pothole Blitz is 2 weeks behind schedule this year because of the lingering winter and multiple freeze-thaw cycles to start spring. Crews have a lot to do this year. So far, pothole reports to the city have more than doubled compared to last year. 400 tons of asphalt have been used already, and the city expects it will quickly surpass the 2,200 tons of asphalt it put into roads last year.
We've got about 13 crews out on a daily basis repairing potholes, and so the conditions of the streets that you see now should improve significantly over the coming weeks.
The City of Saskatoon website is tracking pothole repair progress. Western Canada premiers are in Alberta today and tomorrow for their annual get-together. Discussions about a new pipeline being proposed that would go from Alberta across British Columbia with energy for Asian markets is on the agenda, along with the question about Alberta independence will be added to a larger provincial referendum coming on October 19th. That question will not ask Albertans directly if they want to separate. Instead, it will ask if they want to stay in Canada or if they want to have a second referendum later on whether or not to separate. The Saskatchewan government is correcting something overlooked when the legislative building was designed over a century ago, a female washroom. Wayne Mantika has more.
Construction crews are building a female members' washroom in an area just outside the Saskatchewan Legislative Assembly chamber.
I think this has been a project that has been known it needs to be done.
Back in the early 1900s, a female members' washroom wasn't included in plans for the legislative building because women didn't have the right to vote or to sit as elected members.
Sarah Ramsland was the first MLA, female member here in the Saskatchewan legislature back in 1919 to 23. Now we've got 30% of the members are female, and until this time we had a need for this.
The male members' washroom has been renovated over the years and still contains many of the original fixtures dating back over a century. The new female members' washroom will be of similar quality.
Marble, you see some oak, you see some tiles, and some heritage lighting, and balanced with the needs of barrier-free and family washroom aspects.
The new female members' washroom will be shared by both government and opposition MLAs, as is the case with the male members' restroom. It is being built with the approval of both sides of the House. Wayne Mantica, CTV News, Regina.
The Prince Albert hockey community is mourning the passing of longtime Raider Mark Odnikon. The team announcing on their website this morning he had passed. Odnikon was a longtime member of the team from his time as a stick boy, player, coach, and skills coach. Posts on social media from other teams, including the Melfort Mustangs, recognizing his impact on countless young athletes. Odnikon was instrumental in bringing a hockey program to Carleton High, the school where he taught for years. When we come back, some of the films being celebrated on the prairies. The 79th annual Yorkton Film Festival fades to black. Some Canadian filmmakers were recognized and celebrated in Yorkton at one of the oldest film festivals in North America.
I did not push that, don't cry, you know, like, I know we grew up around that, like.
The film Siksikaikawan, The Blackfoot Man, won 2 of the Yorkton Film Festival's highest Golden Sheaf Awards, Best of Festival and Best Feature Documentary. The film captures the lives of men balancing the weight of kinship with the evolving expectations of manhood on the prairies, in addition to reshaping the narrative of Indigenous identity. The Ruth Shaw Best of Saskatchewan was awarded to Lowell Dean for his film Die Alone. It's a post-apocalyptic love story about a man with amnesia teaming up with a tough survivalist during a zombie-like outbreak.
There was never a guarantee that we would get to make this movie, and especially not in Saskatchewan. And the recent support that Creative Saskatchewan got, the increased incentive, is 100% the reason that we were looking at other provinces, and that's the reason we got to come home and make a movie with friends.
He says the movie took 10 years to create. Scenes were filmed in Regina, Katepwa, Capel, and other areas in Saskatchewan. The Yorkton Film Festival will be celebrating 80 years in 2027. Jeff's weather forecast for this week is coming up next. And later, a New Brunswick couple recounts a life-changing event on the side of the highway. So, Jeff, I understand the warm-up is going to continue, and hopefully, and I think we're pretty safe in saying no snow in the forecast, at least in the immediate future.
Yeah, I think we're good until probably, late September. We've got ourselves some really warm conditions across the prairie provinces, and Saskatchewan tends to be sort of in the bullseye of all that heat. Right now, the couple of rounds of moisture coming into parts of British Columbia, so they're going to get a bit of a, not a big-time soaker, but they are certainly going to be seeing moisture for the next few days. Snow in higher elevations, but that's in BC. Then across Alberta, Saskatchewan, the big high-pressure ridge sort of scoops this way and goes right across, and then sort of starts dipping down into parts of the Great Lakes region. But underneath that ridge is the prairie provinces, and things are going to be very warm. Some places like Medicine Hat will be the hottest it's been, or the earliest it's been this hot in 100 years or thereabouts. So some very warm conditions, to say the least. And then we make our way into places like Toronto, where it's sort of it's kind of been a crumb bum weekend. There was power outages because a lot of rain out there. That's clearing off. It's making its way out of the area and out towards Atlantic Canada. What looks like it's going to be a soggy few days. So let's take a look and see what else we've got going on closer to home. Futurecast indicating those pressure lines, they're getting closer together. So tomorrow is going to be warm, but it's also going to be quite windy. And any storms, it looks like, are going to be steered towards the northern parts of Alberta and not really impacting Saskatchewan. So 12 degrees overnight for Spiritwood, either clear or clearing skies for most of the region. 12 in the Battlefords, 12 in Candle Lake. And look at this, 12 in Birch Hills at Rostron and Melfort. Nipawin on the outside looking in, 11 degrees overnight tonight. Tomorrow, woo, yep, temperatures really warm up. No one breaking through to 30 degrees, but pretty darn close. Windy conditions in Spiritwood and the Battlefords. We could see wind gusts up to 60 kilometers an hour tomorrow, so a breezy day to be sure in some parts of the region. And then we get into and it's still going to be sunny and sunny skies, or at least mainly sunny skies for Candle Lake, 29 degrees. The same for Birch Hills and Rostron. Lots of sunshine and 28 28 in Nipawin. Ditto that for Melfort and area. So a warm and windy day in many parts of the province, and sunshine abounds. So 12 degrees with clearing skies tonight for Prince Albert and area. Winds out of the east at 20, but then the winds really pick up tomorrow. We're anticipating those easterly winds to start moving into the sustained 40-kilometer-an-hour mark, with wind gusts up to about 60 clicks. Mainly sunny skies, but look at that temperature. 30 big smoking degrees. And here is the 7-day forecast for the Gateway City. Oh, Nelly! 31 degrees on Wednesday, and then 34. George Reed on both Thursday and Friday, 31 on Saturday, and then finally cooling off to 28 on Sunday, and 1 week from today, 23 degrees, which is still nicely above seasonal.
Yeah, back to the tundra of 23. I'm hoping hoping those spray pads are going to be open for that warm week, because I think some kids and probably some adults are going to want to get a little bit of water on them.
I think so. Want to get cooled off in a hurry, you bet.
For sure. Well, Jeff, the Riders, they hit the turf for their final preseason game of the season, marking some history by hosting the game at Saskatoon's Griffith Stadium. Hallie Mandrick has the story.
For the first time in more than 3 decades, Rider fans gathered in Saskatoon to watch their team hit the turf in a preseason game.
It's close. Like Saskatoon would be the dream to have the Riders here playing. 31 years for this to happen. This is great. This is great.
So are you hoping it becomes an annual tradition?
100%. Annual. I'll be here every year.
Prior to kickoff, fans gathered next to Griffith Stadium for Party in the Park, where folks like Dave Wilbaum and his family showcased handmade game day outfits, which turned many heads.
We've been across Canada. We've been to Halifax, been to the Rider games out there, and lots of comments.
And it wasn't just Rider fans who made their way to Saskatoon for the game. Shannon Gilchrist traveled from Vancouver to catch her first ever Rider game, donning blue and gold.
My family is from Saskatoon, and so we were always big Rider fans, but I was always a Weston Dressler fangirl, and so I went with him when he went to the Blue Bombers.
Oh my God.
And I've been a Bomber fan ever since, so it was kind of perfect for the Rough Riders against the Bombers in Saskatoon.
While many Rider fans are happy to take a lengthy road trip to watch the team play, the change in venue allowed for some to cut down on travel time.
It feels good being here, like getting able to watch the Riders like closer to home. We didn't have to travel like a few hours. We only traveled like 4, not like 8.
While the setting looked a little different, one fan says Rider Nation feels the same no matter the location.
You know, it doesn't feel different at all, really. I mean, it's just different city, different venue, and that's it. I mean, it's still, the Rider Pride is everywhere. Like, fans are everywhere, you know? Like, I mean, it's a culture, right?
The game saw more than 7,000 fans fill the seats of Griffith Stadium. Hallie Mandrick, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Do you have a community event you would like to promote? Or maybe you'd like to draw attention to your organization. Let your local CTV station help you spread the word. Contact us at 306-922-6020 or email panews@ctv.ca. You can appear on CTV Prince Albert's News at 5 and get your message to our viewers.
A New Brunswick couple is sharing their whirlwind experience that highlights the state of healthcare in Canada. Laura Brown has more on the staffing shortages leading to a birth on the side of a highway.
This is baby Liam. And this is where he was born, on the side of the Trans-Canada Highway about 45 minutes from Fredericton.
I know that feeling, like this baby's coming out.
Liam's parents, Mariah and Fernando, had planned to give birth at their local hospital just 7 minutes from home. But staffing shortages had closed that birthing unit. They were told they had to go to the next closest hospital in Fredericton, over an hour away. As soon as contractions were consistent, the couple got on the road. Half an hour later, a 911 dispatcher directed them to pull over. That was 9:15 a.m. 3 minutes later, Liam was born.
Like 1 second doing the other, like baby was just out in my hands.
He was quite limp and like extremely blue. So I had like mom instinct kind of just kicks in.
Mariah got him breathing, and within 10 minutes, paramedics arrived. A month later, everyone is happy and healthy, even finding some humor in the situation, but only because their story ended well.
Like when they were closed for when this happened, it was due to not having an anesthesiologist for a C-section. But it's kind of ironic because in a car, you don't have an anesthesiologist if something goes wrong either.
Labor services at their local hospital were suspended again on Friday, the third time this year. Short physicians who can perform a cesarean section if required. Horizon Health says ambulances are available in emergencies and that pregnant women in the region who are beyond 35 weeks are being called by staff. But Mariah says she was never offered any added support or plan to be closer to Fredericton.
There is a plan and it will bear fruit.
New Brunswick's health minister is promising a new obstetrician has been hired and other recruitment efforts are ongoing.
This person is close to coming on board. You will not see these diversions in the very near future.
Mariah and Fernando say they don't blame anyone for what happened, but will never pass the stretch of highway without thinking about their son's birthday. Laura Brown, CTV News, Fredericton.
Brought to you by Saskatchewan Union of Nurses. Thank you to Saskatchewan's 11,000 registered nurses.
All's well that ends well, hey? And I'm happy for Fernando and Liam and Mom Mariah there. But let's change gears and finish with a little bit of inflatable art, which has taken over the Hague. This is a special edition, Jubilee edition of the annual event. They're celebrating 5 years of inflatable public artwork. Organizers of Blow Up Jubilee brought back some of their standout installations from previous years. They're spread throughout the city center. That exhibit, I guess you could call it an exhibit, it runs until June 21st. That one's a little odd there, Jeff.
Well, I'd like to know who the statue is. I don't know that much about the Hague, except that the World Court is there. But I'd like to know whose statue that is that got that inflatable wraparound.
There you go. And I wonder if they're kind of dealing with the same heat wave that a lot of Europe is, and they could probably just grab one of those, take it over to a body of water, and have yourself a nice afternoon.
Yeah, right. I got myself a floaty.
No one would notice, right?
No, not at all.